So if the premise, as
Jim
shared
Garrity
by some
joined.
Democrats and many Republicans, is that she needs to do something to change the dynamics here, she needs to be on offense, defining herself and defining Trump on her terms, then today is an incredibly interesting day because she spent the day still in progress. She's got one more event to do. Pennsylvania with Liz Cheney, Michigan with Liz Cheney, then closing the night with Wisconsin with Liz Cheney. And how she has handled herself today, the messaging she's done, has been quite interesting. As we see in the end of a campaign, if one side thinks it's at least a little bit behind, and again, make no mistake, her campaign still believes the ground game is so superior that if she's a little bit behind, she's going to win. Still in progress. She's got one more, but they still would like to be in a better position in the polling. And so there's a lot of messages today. We're going to look at some of them. The core message of her with Liz Cheney is country over party, bipartisanship, Donald Trump is a menace. All of those things, all of those themes emanate from Liz Cheney's presence with her and the two of them together. And Liz Cheney, incredibly gracious to her throughout the day at the first two events. But what we're seeing, as I said, is a series of messages that come organically through her dialogue with Liz Cheney, with a moderated conversation and Q&A from the audience, and of course a demonization of Liz Cheney by Team Trump. So I'm not going to show you all the messages, but you also had Kamala Harris doing a gaggle today, not a full-blown press conference, but a gaggle with her press corps.
So, yeah, she's coming out with all these new policies and all these new ways of attacking the election. It's surprising the number of messages that the Kamala Harris campaign is putting out. It's surprising, except when you realize that they are losing, and so they're just throwing stuff against the wall to see if it might help them pull this thing out. So Patrick Healy, all right, homosexual, left-winger, longtime New York Times writer. This has been on my mind lately because Kamala Harris and Trump have drawn about as sharp a contrast as I've seen in the 5 presidential races I've covered. I mean, who could be undecided between these two? Harris is campaigning with gusto. Her message has been consistent since the summer. This is not a complicated choice. I suspect that Harris has won over most of the undecided and swing voters that she is going to get. And remember, Mark Halperin was banging on this drum 6 weeks ago. Right? Trump is in better shape in the battleground states than the polls suggest. Right? Private polls show Trump in a better position by 1 to 3 percentage points per state. Trump is better positioned to attract late deciding voters who are often driven by feelings, which I think this year will be about 2 things: the economy and fear. Fear about crime, fear about illegal immigration, fear about World War III and turmoil in the world. Why aren't more undecided say they will vote for Trump? Well, the guy makes it awfully hard for many Nikki Haley Republicans, moderates, independents, and others outside his MAGA base to get on the bandwagon with his election-denying insurrectionist defending us versus them bombast. Many people who will vote for Donald Trump are embarrassed by Donald Trump.